Okay, good. So like this. So we're overcoming with Hanukkah the Rishoyim. What were the Rishoyim in the time of Hanukkah? Yevonim. And I said I brought my folder here, with my Divrei Torah, as you can see, and you saw that we have over there about Hadlakas Neres Hanukkah. All the halachas. You know, we have the 8 days of Hanukkah. It's a special time. We're entering into the time tonight. You know, I came in special and I had all sorts of obstacles to get here. So it's obviously important that I came today and we did this learning together. You know, we have to get ourselves ready for a special time. You know, I was just telling you about Nissim. Nissim was one of the miracles. We just hosted him here. And we had Yosef Kadena tonight. This is one of the. It's like Hashgacha Pratis, divine providence. A very important thing to get into. Why did we specifically host such special people? Why this time of year? Kislev.
To bring the mood up.
Yeah. And what is Nissim? Nissim represents miracles. And what is Yosef Kadena? Yosef is the orphan Hanukkah. What are we learning about in the Parshas? Yosef. So even the people who come here, it's not whatever. That's how a person has to somewhat train his life, that everything that happens has a flow. And sometimes there's obstacles, but the obstacles are there to slow us down for a second and make us think, what am I doing here? Why? So even when I was getting here today, I had to go through different things. So one of the things that was slowing me down, I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to use this time to talk to Hashem. Tonight's a big light, we're going to have a concert, I've got to get to Jerusalem afterwards, you know, you guys are welcome to come. I've got a lot on, you know, I've got to go to Beit Shemesh before there's a party going on there in someone's mansion. I've got a lot of stuff going on, yeah? So when you've got all this light going on, I've got the bank wants to phone me, and the guy from the house guy just bought the stuff, and suddenly get a lot of stuff going on. It's very important sometimes Hashem slows you down for a second, and you just got to think, what am I doing this for? And how does it flow? So the fact that Nissim came, he represents miracles. He's this whole, we just saw in the Amunah channel, how he changed over his life, and the story, he spoke a little bit when he came to us, how he changed over his life, that transition, and the whole idea of Yosef Kaduna. He's a musician. I think he was about to, I don't know his story so well, it doesn't publicize it, but the bottom line is he's taken the power of music and using it for holiness. You'll see tonight, it's a different vibe to this. It's not rap, it's in a way it's very pure music, you know, what he's playing. Yosef Kaduna. I'm not saying the other one isn't, it's a very, you know, the style is very pure and it's a very elevating. A person feels like dancing, it feels like, you know, being happy and inspired, and that's a powerful thing to try and work on in life generally. So, you know, if you take the name of Yosef, Yosef means to Mosif, to add on, holiness. Yeah? And Yosef's job is to do what we're learning about in the Gemara. One of the things of his job is, and we were saying, are we meant to start with Rishayim? So Yosef's job was, Mashiach ben Yosef was to do that. Now, it doesn't mean that he goes around starting fights. That's never been the Jewish person's, you know, like I heard this new thing called knockout, going around knocking people out. Yeah. Jews don't do that kind of stuff. It's just not, you know, unless they're idiots. We don't do such.
Happened in Harlem.
Yeah, we don't do, never. We don't do such things, and hopefully they'll stop doing it, whoever's doing it. But bottom line is that we don't go around knocking people out. We don't make fights, yeah? And it's not because we're wimps. It's because we're meant to be Gemilas Chasodim, Rachmanim, Bashanim. We're meant to be kind, merciful. We're meant to have busha, like, you know, shame. We can't just do what we want. We have a shame. We have a Yirah Shamayim, Boshas Ponim. Bereshis is Osis, Boshas Yirah. You know, to have a certain awareness. And it says when Hashem made the world Bereshis, He hid that light in the Torah. And what Yosef's job is to be like a flame, to get that light out of the Torah into the world. And that's the most powerful way. That's really what it means to start with Rishayim. It doesn't mean fights. It means spiritually to light up the world. There's no more powerful way than to get rid of the negativity in the world than through positivity. So it's not really a physical fight with a Russia. It's the idea that in the world Hashem made a balance between good and evil. And He wants us, as Jews, especially with Yosef's light, right now we're reading about him in the Parsha, we're having Yosef's dinner tonight, it's the whole Indian of Mosif, adding on Kedusha holiness to the time, experiencing the time, being like a tzaddik. A tzaddik is always there at that moment. That's the righteous people in the world. They're living that moment. You know, in line they call it living it for now. Live for now. You know, Nissim sang about that. Live for now. But it's a different kind of sensitivity. That it's not just the more superficial thing of like, you know, tapping into like, you know, that moment now, like streaming that post right now. It's not just that. It's about experiencing the moment on its all levels in a full, focused, intense way. And that's the whole thing. Like, so you have a lot of stuff going on in your life, but be able to focus yourself is the power of the tzaddik, of Yosef. And tonight, you'll see that by Yosef Geduni, he has a certain yeshivadas, peace of mind, which is very important. It's a meter of a tzaddik. And it's something that Yosef Asadik, the original Yosef, put into the Jewish people in a big way, because he could be the king of Egypt. He could be a bigger businessman than anyone you could think of. Donald Trump and any of the biggest people. Who's the biggest guys nowadays? You know all these names.
Right.
In the business world. Microsoft, Bill Gates, and there's these other guys. Stephen Jones was a big guy, yeah? All these guys. Imagine a Sadiq, Yisod Olam, the holiest person in the world. He's now the biggest businessman. He has all the wealth of the world. If anyone wants to eat, they have to come to him. And that's what happened in this week's parsha. There's a certain Kedusha that Yosef was given to be the funnel in a revealed way that all the holiness of the whole world comes from him. Yosef is the same Gemach as Sion. And it says all the holiness, all the life force, all the money, all the good in the world comes through Sion, based in English. That's why there's such a fight over Har Sion. Because it's the source of all the hashpahs. Like, you'd imagine, like, you ever saw that film Independence Day? The alien film where the big light came down and blocked the whole thing? So the opposite, in Kabbalah, the Elef Havdalas, it's like this light that comes down to Sion, and from there spreads out around the whole world. Yeah? And that brings Kedusha and life and Panasa. So right now it's being blocked up because there's, we know who's sitting there. Yeah? Fine, we have the Kotel next to it, and everyone tries to make the best of this exile. But ultimately that would be revealed, the Kedusha of Sion. And that's Yosef Asadik's job. He's there in a spiritual way to bring light to the world. It doesn't mean now we have to go blow up the Islamic temple. That's not the point. The point is, with positivity, the temple from above, the temple from below will be rebuilt. And it's the positivity of the Sadiq, of Yisod Olam, of the person is a foundation to the world. And this is in the light of Hanukkah. This hidden light that was put in Bryce and Bracious and was given to this, was meant to be saved for Zedikim, is in the light of Hanukkah. When we're learning a Gemara, like we're now learning Gemara Brochus, you have to realize it's much deeper than just like a fight between the Rishonim and Zedikim. It's not like he's coming with a baseball bat. It's a spiritual fight. Like there's every generation there's a Sadiq versus a Rosha. Like you have Avram, Nimrod. You have Yaakov, Esav. Yeah, you have Mordechai, Haman. Yeah, every generation there has to be this balance. Yeah, who is the Sadiq of our generation and who's the Rosha of our generation? I don't know. Yeah, people can take guesses, but bottom line, I know I'm not the Sadiq generation. I believe there's a Sadiq in the generation. That's
every generation.
I don't know who it is, but I believe in the Sadiq of the generation. Sadiq Yisod Olam, the one who's the Sadiq the whole world stands on. And there's 36 hidden Tzaddikim who work with him, and that's the 36 candles of Hanukkah.
Do they know
Vav.
the 36?
Do they know? They all know who pretty much they are.
How do they proclaim the 36?
This could be the banks. Hello? Yonason, I apologise. Right now, finally, I'm in a class.
I'll go get my laundry. It's fine.
No, he just said he's going to get his laundry. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to carry on in 5 minutes. We're going to hold the class, and hopefully the rest of the guys will turn up. So I'm just gonna. I'm ready to speak to you for a few minutes right now. Okay.